The Hussainsagar was built across a tributary of the river Musi in 1562 by Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah. The lake was named after Hazrat Hussain Shah Wali, who helped to design it. It is an artificial lake which holds water perennially, fed by the canals of the river Musi. It was the main source of water supply to both Hyderabad and Sikandrabad before Himayat Sagar and Usman Sagar were built on the Musi. As quoted by Philip Meadows Taylor, as we passed it, a strong breeze had arisen and the surface was curled into 1,000 waves, while crests, as they broke, sparkled like diamonds and threw their spray into our faces as they dashed against the stonework of the embankment. We stood a long time gazing upon the beautiful prospect, so new to us all, and wondering whether the sea, of which we had heard so much, could be anything like what was before us. That was Hussainsagar then, one of the prominent projects which helped it to regain its popularity was the Buddha Purnima project. It was in 1985 the installation of the Buddha statue resulted in the mushrooming of the tourist centers around the Hussainsagar. Unfortunately, the lake is now in peril and has been contaminated into a large mass of eutrophic waters. The Hussainsagar gets water from 4 nalas, namely Picket, Balkapur, Banjara and the Kukatpalli. In the past, these nalas used to carry rainwater but are now carrying sewage and effluents due to the expanding population and improper waste management systems. The Hyderabad Metropolitan Development Authority, which has taken up the Clean Hussainsagar Lake project with assistance from Japan International Cooperation Agency, has come forth to clean the lake and provided the necessary expenditure and know-how to cleanse the lake. The HMDA has already taken up components such as setting up of sewage treatment plants, interception and diversion structures, and dredging of the lake. At STPs, the water from a particular nala flows through the gate where water is cleared of all the solid components like plastic and paper through proper segregation. The water is let into the bar screen chamber, from where the water now passes through sewage lift pumps and sent into another tank called aeration tank, where the process of aerobic respiration takes place by introducing the bacteria Escherichia coli, and the impellers present in the aeration tank churn the water to increase the oxygen levels in the water. The churned water is now sent into a clarifier tank where the sludge settles and moves to the deepest part of the tank due to the gravity. The clean water flows over the top edge and gets collected through an outlet pipe for further filtration process. The water is treated in different filters to make it clean and free from sewage. The treated water is now properly disinfected to destroy and render harmless disease-causing organisms like bacteria and virus. The very common method nowadays is chlorination, which is done mostly by sodium hypochlorite and other intermediary disinfectants. After proper disinfection, the process of filtration occurs, which removes the excess sludge through these 5 main steps: sludge removal, storage, conditioning, dewatering, and disposal. The sludge is removed from the sludge recirculation pipeline and it is taken to the sludge holding tank for aeration. Now, the sludge gets conditioned by a polymer and it is dewatered in a filter press, which finally opens into the lake. The nalas are also treated through dredging, which removes the sediments under the lake. The dredger is a floating craft which removes the sediments and transports them to a temporary dumping site. The dredger has a cutter which is regulated with a set of wires. The cutter is used to break the hard sediments inside the lake and simultaneously transport the sediments to a site on land. The cutter is lowered to the bottom of the lake and cuts the sediments by breaking them into fine matter, and the ropes regulate the cutting process simultaneously. The sediments are then passed through a pipe which continues into the main engine and transports the sediments into a partial dump site nearby. The pipe carries water and sediments for easy passage of dirt to the dump site. The GPS unit helps to know the daily progress of the cutting sediments. After transferring the sediments into a pond, a special polymer unit supplies the chemical directly to the pipe for further treatment of dirt. The medium treated with the polymer settles down quickly, whereas the one treated without the polymer does not show a quick result. The sediments are then subject to coagulation and flocculation for the proper settlement of the water, and the moisture from the ponds get evaporated. This process of drying is done for about 15 days, leaving behind the dried sludge as sediments. After proper drying, digging machines scoop out the material into trucks and transport to another partial dump site for further drying. After the final drying process, the dried material is taken to the main site, which is 30 kilometers far away from the city. The main site is an abandoned granite quarry which is to be landfilled. A huge bund is created along the edges, sloping towards the center of the mine. The slopy bunds are covered with plastic sheets for easy transferring of the dredged soil. This soil is uniformly spread in the center, which eventually raises the ground level after continuous repetition of this process. The Hussainsagar has become a dumping site from other various sources. Hence, urban planning agencies like the HMDA have installed various dustbins in every corner of the road. These wastes are segregated into biological and plastic wastes for an easy recycling process. In order to spread awareness, many workshops have been held by NCC and NSS cadets, which form a special group called Young Volunteers Campaign. Apart from these, the HMDA has set up puja material counters to collect the wastes which is being dumped into the lake by the people. The counters are managed by lake volunteers who assist the collection process and record the details of the people who are supplying wastes. The puja counters also have an instruction board which specifies the necessity and importance of disposing wastes in a proper manner. This makes the process of collecting wastes more easy, as every passerby can go through these instructions. This has motivated many people to contribute to the collection of the puja waste and not contaminate the lake. The Ganesh festivity also contributes in polluting the lake due to ecologically unfriendly materials. The Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation volunteers also clean the debris after the immersion and take away the scrap. The algal bloom and the Iconium weeds have been an aspect that needed to be addressed more effectively. When excessive dumping occurs in a water body, the medium strengthens the algal bloom and iconia, which obstruct the passage of sunlight into the lake, thereby making it eutrophic. The bushes also contribute for breeding of mosquitoes, which create a nuisance. To solve this problem, GHMC workers have played their role in removing the excessive bushes manually, and the HMDA has introduced an equipment, the aquatic weed harvester cum trash collector, and an amphibious long boom excavator at the cost of rupees 11.13 crores. As a result of gaining better awareness, shores of the lake are comparatively neat and clean in the previous years. During the process of dredging, along with the sediments, these plants have been collected, which also contribute as mulches. After taking proper steps, the Hussainsagar has evolved very successful to provide clean and oxygenated water to the aquatic population and all the parks in the city. GHMC workers always come to collect water from Bund and water the parks nearby. To avoid the further degradation of Hussainsagar, solid wastes are being collected with the help of special nets, which act like a barrier between the wastes and the lake water. The cleaning of Hussainsagar has also gained more response through student workshops, maintaining neat roads, the usage of dustbins, and the complete treatment of the Picket Nala opening into the lake. All these recent developments have changed the ambience around the statue and act like a feather in a cap to the city of Hyderabad. Let us all hope that the 449-year-old Hussainsagar gets back its serene and tranquil atmosphere.